Everybody say what's up to YouTube. 1, 2, 3. Action. Yo, never mind. I forgot I was on the right screen. Now, 1, 2, 3. Action. Yo, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, welcome in. Don't know what to expect from Linkin Park these days. I don't know if this is an old track from like LP Underground, and after Chester's passing, we're releasing things that like the world hadn't seen before to like show you the legacy kind of thing. Or is this an all new song from an all new Linkin Park? Is the band still together? Is Mike just doing everything with the remaining band? We're probably not going to be replacing Chester. That doesn't seem like the right move to do, but if Linkin Park is still a group, I am very curious as to what they sound like. I don't expect this song to be a new track. I know Chester's passing was, I don't know however long ago at this point, but it still feels fairly fresh. So I don't think putting out any music as Linkin Park, quote unquote, would be the best move. So I'm assuming that it's about to be a throwback. Wrong screen. Follow your boy Instagram, Twitter. As you can see right here, we do this thing live on Twitch. We do New Music Fridays where all new music drops and we listen to it and we just judge and talk as a community together live. If y'all guys have never tried a live experience, consider joining us on Twitch. It's one of the links in the description. Also, consider joining Patreon. Patreon has a lot of exclusive content. I actually have movie reviews in full on Patreon that are going to start hitting over there. Just reacted to that Everything Everywhere All at Once on the second channel. Segue, follow the second channel. We do movies and TV reactions over there. Everybody that's over there is actually like, oh shit, this might be better than the music reactions. And I'm like, probably not, because I'm goated at both. Oh yeah, exclamation point second. Here we go, lock and load, chop it up and then watch me go. Just kidding, that's obviously not faint. Or bleed it out. Before we get started on the lyrics, I kind of find it like intriguing whenever we get old music from artists or like old music from like decades prior, because I'm like, what time was this song would it have been released? You know what I mean? And Linkin Park, for the most part, other than Hybrid Theory and Meteora, every album had a completely different sound. So if I was a betting man, I would put my money that this should have been on Minutes to Midnight, because it sounds like Minutes to Midnight.
Sometimes these thoughts in my head speak so loud. Every little thing that I think about just builds on top of the pain and doubt. Even though I wanna just let it out, I try to act like I don't mind it. Try to keep my mouth so quiet, but sitting there in my silence just seems to amplify it when I...
Sitting there in my silence seems to amplify it? That's a bar.
Sitting there in my silence just seems to amplify it when I thought that keeping this inside would make it better. I never thought that I would end up ruining it forever. But every time I think I got everything put back together, I end up making more regrets, making more regrets. Falling from grace, I watch it all come apart.
I will say that this isn't Mike's strongest rapping performance, which is probably, I feel like every time we hear one of these songs that gets released after the fact, I feel like there's something in the song where I'm like, I could see why they left this off of the album. Like the last song, I was like, oh, this sounds like Meteora, but it doesn't sound as cohesive or as fleshed out as Meteora did. So I'm glad that it was left off. This right here sounds like Minutes to Midnight, but it also sounds like it shouldn't be on Minutes to Midnight. Like it should have been one of the songs that was scrapped. And I'm not saying they scrapped it because of Mike's verses or verse right here, but it's not his strongest performance. It seems very like this on the eighth note, which is very easy to do as a rapper. This is the basic way that you rap. But yeah, Chester's voice, flawless.
I got everything put back together. I end up making more regrets, making more regrets. Falling from grace, I watch it all come apart. Knowing I could have changed it all from the start. Fighting myself, I always lose. Fighting myself.
The lyrics are always so dark, bro.
I didn't want you to think I'm worn out so easily. I wish I'd held it in so you never knew it built up inside of me.
Hey.
Now I don't know how it overflowed, spilled out unwillingly. But now everything that I learned to hate came out for you to see. I don't want you to promise you can change everything and make it better, cause you can bet I'm gonna end up ruining it forever. And every time you think you got everything put back together, I end up making more regrets.
Yeah, bro, I think it's gonna be Mike's verses, because the verses don't sound as solid as what's on minute. And I'm just assuming this is minutes to midnight. I'm just assuming this is minutes to midnight era. But there are solid rapping performances by Mike on minutes to midnight. When he says, I got a book that I hold with pride, with a broken spine, and inside the handwritten quote, when the rich wage wars, the poor who die. That's not even the way it goes, but that's the gist. When I heard that for the first time, I was like, yeah, this motherfucker's spitting. But Chester's flawless as always.
And every time you think you got everything put back together, I end up
but yeah, together, clever. Man, Chester's voice just sounds so like textured. I know that it's vocal stack. This isn't just like right down the center. I can hear the vocal stacking, I can hear the harmony, but to be able to vocal stack and harmonize and still have it sound crystal clear while you're screaming, it's crazy, bro. Didn't people hate Minutes to Midnight? People hated the fact that Minutes to Midnight didn't sound like Meteor and Hybrid Theory. So it was like a lose-lose for Linkin Park, you know? Either put out a third album that sounds exactly like the angsty early 20s person you were. When you're no longer that person, you've matured and you've grown, or we change the sound and the whole fan base hates it. That's basically the dilemma that they were in. I enjoyed it though. Hey, I don't know if that's a reverse. This is better. This is better. I fuck with this. Bro, Mike and Chester's voice, when they're stacked on top of each other, they sound so like, it's almost like, it's like the singers in System of a Down. I forget their names right now. One of them's like the lead guitarist who also has a very high-pitched voice. Like when they vocal stack together, it's the same level of precision that I get and the same level of they mix together. Because Chester's voice, when he even when he screams, is fairly high-pitched, and Mike's is more like down in my vocal register. Rolling Stones is dumb as fuck. How you gonna put the lead singer of Audio Slave, Chris Cornell, who's a goated singer, and Chester is probably equal in sound and ability to him, and not have him on the list? I could see Linkin Park fans like really messing with this, but at the same time, I can also understand why it was left off of the album.